Alright, so this week's chapter of Fairy Tail actually kind of caught me off guard there for a second. Now I don't know if it's gonna be every Friday now because of the two new spin-off series that Hero started. If so, that's fine. But either way, I really liked this chapter. It was great. It was just mostly Juvia's fight with the Necromancer and her conflict with destroying Silver, Gray's father. And it is hard, you know, especially when you love someone. Essentially, it's hard to take someone important to them away, even if it means saving their soul. Or, well, it's kind of hard to put that in real terms. But it was a good conflict. I really liked it, and I also like how she immediately just started calling him father. Like, oh, me and Gray are already married, you know, we're gonna be married either way in the future. So immediately, you're my father. And Silver didn't really seem to be bothered by that. I guess in a way he kind of like accepted Juvia. Like, yeah, Gray, you gotta marry this girl. She's a keeper. And I agree. You know, let's stop this whole comedy thing of Juvia liking him and Gray not doing so. Just come on, get it over with already. But that's not the important part. Yeah, the important part is her fight with the Necromancer. And at first, it actually does seem a bit graphic near the end. Like, he seems to tear her apart. But again, without the colors, you won't know if that was blood that's being splurted out everywhere, or just like this form of darkness that he's manipulating somehow and just absorbs her or something. But either way, she turns herself into water, which she doesn't really do that often anymore. So I really like to see that come back again. You know, it's like, yeah, she is the element of water. She should be able to turn completely into water. I mean, with other opponents, it made sense as to why she never did so. With the rocker, you know, it was the sound that manipulated her into using her water against Lucy. With the Melody, I believe her name was, she in a way kind of held Gray hostage using her magic. That's why Juvia didn't bother going for all out. But with other opponents, it almost feels like, why isn't that working? Why isn't she turning herself into complete water? She should be untouchable. So I'm glad that's back, and she turns herself into water, gets into his body, and kind of just blows him up from the inside. So thank God he's a skeleton, because otherwise that would have been like, whoa, holy shit kind of moments, like all that blood and guts flying around. Like, nah, he's a skeleton. So, okay. But it's still graphic, the thought of blowing up someone from the inside out. So, and again, you know, she had no choice. She was crying, like, I'm sorry, Gray. I had to do it. And Silver's like, it's alright, you know? It's good enough for me to know Gray's alive and well. It's time for me to pass on. I have to go and be with my wife. And it was a nice, heartwarming moment, especially since last week. Last week, I thought that, yeah, Silver lived a very tortured life, and he deserved to be finally put at rest. So I'm really glad that this is how it ended. I didn't want Silver to stay alive. Not that I didn't like him. I just felt like his story was done. That he really did need to put rest in peace already. And I like how right before he leaves, he gives Gray his Devil Slayer magic, which I find interesting. Does that mean Slayer magic of any kind can just be passed on to someone after someone dies, or while they're still alive? If that's true, that could be used to make very interesting storylines. Maybe one day when Natsu's old and something, he'll just pass it on to Romeo. You know, like, here's my Dragon Slayer magic. Who knows? I mean, Romeo's already pretty good at using all types of different flames. Wouldn't help to get a boost at Dragon Slayer magic. Who knows? But right before Silver goes, he mentions that the reason he bothered going through the effort of learning Ice Devil Slayer magic was because he discovered that End is a flame demon. So immediately, the first thought that came into my head is Zaref's interest in Natsu and saying, Natsu, please end it for me already, or come help me, or come save me. Now, as confusing as Zaref is, when he's not awakened, he seems to be sympathetic. He seems to be sorry about his powers and afraid of his powers killing people. But when he's awake, he seems to be angry that he cannot care anymore. So exactly what's he asking Natsu to do? And why is it Natsu in the first place? Could it be that deep down Natsu is originally a demon? Like I've said before, but we know that Natsu was raised by Igneo. Yes, we know that. But we don't know who his actual parents are. In fact, it's kind of a problem with a lot of Dragon Slayers. We don't know who their original parents are. We just know that they were raised by dragons. So, where can they be originally from? Maybe all Dragon Slayers, for the most part, are in some way born from magic, from the world, or from a demon, or something like that. And the dragons take notice of that, and try to train them as to not be evil in a way. Because from what I'm seeing so far, not a single Dragon Slayer has been evil. At least not a natural Dragon Slayer. So, and Igneo seems to not dislike Zaref, or at least the evil mages that have him hostage. So he seems to have a distaste for evil to a certain extent. But this is just going into non-canon fodder, just me throwing out random ideas. But is this one of the reasons why Zaref seems so interested in Natsu? Maybe he sees end in his Natsu. Maybe Natsu is end. Maybe Natsu has some connection to end. Maybe that's why Zaref is constantly showing such interest in Natsu. Why he kept saying, "Save me." End was supposed to be Zaref's strongest demon. That means maybe he was his second in command, his lieutenant, his most trusted advisor, something like that. And that's why he's saying, "Natsu, help me," because Natsu is end. There's so many speculations you can make. There's been so many speculations before End was discovered to be a flame demon. There's just so many theories and ideas that just pop out of the smallest line, smallest bit of dialogue. But now there's the push towards End being related or connected to Natsu in some way is stronger than ever. So I'm wondering where this is going to go. But now Gray has Ice Devil Slayer magic. That's just a mouthful. You know, some of these names really need to be shortened down to some simpler magic, some strange language or something, because saying that whole line is just ridiculous. But either way, Juvia won her battle. Great. The demons are surprised. Natsu and Gajo are still having some trouble with their demons. And yeah, I really can't wait to see where this is gonna go. It can go either way at this point now, with so many theories and just random theories, stuff like that. It can really go anywhere. So who knows what's gonna happen? I'm Tony Dragon. Bye.